Welcome back. Still tuned into Hot Stocks. Uflex, which provides the packaging material for Maggi, is perhaps going to be hit with respect to the recall of the 2-minute popular noodles. RK Jain, Group President and Finance and Accounts, Uflex, now joins in on the show. Thanks very much for being with us. I just wanted to ask Mr. Jain, can you clarify if there's been any impact of Maggi being taken off the markets, their production as well being stopped in the units for Uflex?
Let me tell you that we are a leading company in the country today. We are the largest packaging company. Of course, we deal with all the biggest brand of the country. So obviously Nestle has been also our permanent customers, and it has also been contributing to our top line. But let me tell you, admit it very clearly that it doesn't have a major impact on our bottom line at all, because we are sure that they will come out of this imbroglio very soon with the satisfaction of all the stakeholders sooner. So I don't think that is going to be a major issue as far as we are concerned, because we have evenly spread our sales, both in the domestic market and in the international market as well. That we have a large brands, where we are servicing on a regular basis. So the impact of that, definitely it pinches, but not to the extent that it is going to have any significant effect on our, on the bottom or top line as such. But I think this is a very unfortunate part that they have been caught into this imbroglio. We are sure that they will come out of this very soon.
So Jain, just going to come to you in a minute. I just have some news to address. The banking secretary is saying that it's news from agencies that the government is going to inject additional cash to bolster PSU Bank's capital. And this is pretty much in line with what the finance minister had promised the sector just a few days ago. He had promised more capital infusion into the cash-starved public sector banks, saying that the kind of, that there is a lot of merit in their demand for more funds, and that is going to be over and above what was provided for in the budget. They made a very strong case for additional capital, and over the next few months, this is something that the banking sector would have been granted and the government was seriously going to look at. And in fact, remember, the government had earmarked close to 7,940 crore rupees in the budget for recapitalization for the PSU banks in the current fiscal. This is going to come over and above that. Remember, the RBI Deputy Governor also said that the recapitalization for banks as of now was not enough, and they had asked the finance ministry to in fact raise the quantum of assistance in view of the mounting bad loans as well as support growth. This is going to come as a major shot in the arm for a lot of the PSU banks. What we understand is that the government is, in line with their promise, going to inject additional cash. SBI, BOB, Bank of India, Allahabad Bank, Canara Bank should pull up all of these names, Punjab National Bank as well. But Mr. Jain, apologies for that interruption. Want to get right back. You said you're completely not impacted by this brand recall of Maggi, but have the payments come in earlier from Nestle?
Yeah, they are a very large company, a multinational company. They make their payments promptly. We have no issue on that account at all. Even if they are caught into this, their entire business is not affected. This is one of the brands which they have it, but doesn't mean that the company is in a problem. So company has been doing great, and they have been meeting all their obligations because, they have to run the business, as usual. So there is no problem at all. I think this issue has flared up quite prominently in the market beyond proportion, and I'm sure this will settle down sooner. I'm sure the company must be taking, and they have been taking prompt actions to settle this, as soon as possible, to the satisfaction of all the stakeholders in the country.
Okay, good to know from you, Mr. Jain, that there's no impact coming in on the back of this recall. But let's just talk a little bit about the company in greater detail. And it has been a pretty impressive quarter for you as well, with your profits up by about 14% in the fourth quarter. What kind of growth can we expect going forward, and what sort of targets are you setting out in terms of top line growth as well?
Yeah, let me tell you that company has been growing in the past quite rapidly, and this pace will continue. This year again, we expect to have a double-digit growth, in the top line. The EBITDA is expected to be something plus 20%, and the bottom line is expected to be around 30-35% plus. So that kind of a growth is going to come, because more and more focus is coming on our core business of packaging. We are focusing more on certain product range like big bags for cement pack, for pet food packing, the tube for packing the pastes and everything. Those are also coming into big way. And plus we are also going into liquid pack after some years. We are already already setting up. So that way we completely, cover up the complete range of the product spectrum, right from solid and powder to the paste to the liquids, So that covers the entire gamut of products, except the fish products, fish liquids like cola and all that, which is not covered, but all of the products are covered. So you can imagine the kind of potential this industry has and the kind of preparedness we have done. So we have a very good future in terms of our growth and in terms of all time to come.
Okay, Mr. Jain, we look forward to interact with you with respect to what you deliver in the coming quarters as well. And thanks for clarifying that there is no impact on the Maggi recall on the company. Time to get down to some top trading ideas. Mitesh Thakkar first up joins in to run us through his option strategies. Mitesh?
Yeah, I think today, on the upside,